Tears stream down Veronica's face as she sits in an ambulance. Outside, an SUV lies toppled, its metal frame twisted, while a somber body bag is carefully wheeled away. A decade passes. College students fill the lecture hall, their attention focused on Veronica, now a successful businesswoman delivering an investing presentation. Suddenly, Mike bursts in late, disrupting the careful rhythm of her talk. After the seminar, he approaches, apologizing with charm and declaring himself her biggest fan. Post-lecture, Veronica's attention catches a curious interaction nearby. A woman surrounded by two young men spots Veronica and shares a surprising revelation. Love has lost its appeal. She's discovered the world of sugar babies. Her blunt description piques Veronica's interest, and she eagerly asks about the mysterious app. "I always dreamed of being a sugar baby," the woman confides, "but looking older in college held me back." Intrigued, Veronica discusses the app with her secretary Andrew during their car ride. She fabricates an investment pitch, citing the platform's growing popularity. Meanwhile, in Mike's private world, drama unfolds. Beverly, an older woman, announces the end of their arrangement. Mike pleads, explaining his complex juggling act of school, work, and their relationship. But Beverly is resolute, revealing she's found a new sugar baby. Shortly after, his girlfriend Gia enters, worried about their financial struggles. Mike promises to solve their money problems, but Gia suggests a risky alternative, becoming a sugar baby herself. He firmly refuses, reminding her of their agreement that he would handle such matters to keep her safe. Veronica's home buzzes with morning activity. Andrew arrives, bringing fresh details about Sugar Finder. Her loyal friend Greg prepares to leave for work, offering a protective reminder to call if anything goes wrong. Andrew, observant, comments on Greg's unwavering support since her husband's passing. The conversation shifts to Sugar Finder's potential. Andrew suggests interviewing a user to gain deeper insights. Veronica, strategic as always, decides to create an account herself. "I need to understand the platform if I'm considering investment," she explains. Scrolling through sugar baby profiles, a familiar face catches her eye, Mike. Simultaneously, Mike's phone lights up with a notification about a new sugar mama joining the app. His excitement sparks immediately upon seeing Veronica's profile. Later that evening, while reading a bedtime story in her son's empty bedroom, Veronica receives a message from Mike requesting a meeting. They rendezvous at a restaurant where unexpected revelations unfold. Mike candidly shares his backstory. Abandoned by his parents young, his mother leaving when he was 5, his father pushing him to survive alone, he turned to sugar dating to fund his education and future business dreams. Veronica, a widow with a son named Jason, listens intently. Their discussion delves into the mechanics of sugar relationships. Mike explains the transactional nature. Sugar mamas provide financial support in exchange for companionship or specific services. Veronica, pragmatic, sets clear boundaries. She's not seeking physical intimacy, but wants Mike as a research subject to understand the app's inner workings. A surprising negotiation ensues. Mike proposes $10,000 for 3 months of cooperation, a figure that catches Veronica off guard, given her expectation of a higher cost. When Gia calls Mike, he silences his phone. Veronica, demanding complete focus, interrogates him about potential distractions. Mike, less than truthful, assures her he's fully available. A weekend gala looms, and Veronica calls Mike with details. Realizing he lacks appropriate attire, she whisks him shopping. During their excursion, a telling slip occurs. Veronica accidentally calls Mike Jason, which he quickly corrects. At home, Gia helps Mike select his gala outfit. When he mentions Veronica's suit preference, Gia's mood darkens. Mike attempts to soften the moment with a necklace, a gift purchased by Veronica, which momentarily brightens Gia's spirits before reality sets in. Ticket complications arise at the event. With only one guest allowed, Veronica chooses Mike over her secretary Andrew, visibly disappointing him. At the gala, she introduces Mike as a tech expert, encouraging him to network while simultaneously directing him to fetch drinks. At the bar, an unexpected encounter unfolds. Beverly, Mike's previous sugar mama, appears surprised by his refined appearance. Her comments drip with subtle jealousy, hinting at unresolved feelings. She suggestively invites Mike to contact her once he's finished with Veronica. Veronica intervenes dramatically, forcefully telling Beverly to back off. Later, during a quiet moment, they share personal stories. Mike reveals his health app's origin, inspired by childhood dairy allergies. Veronica opens up about her son Jason's abandoned pilot dreams. The evening takes an intimate turn when Veronica invites Mike to spend the night, sweetening the offer with extra payment. While she steps away to make a call, Mike messages Gia about his return. At Veronica's home, tensions escalate unexpectedly. After offering Mike a bath and fresh clothes, she approaches him closely. When Mike misinterprets her intentions and leans in to kiss her, Veronica violently slaps him while shouting, "Jason!" then sternly warns him against disrespecting her again. Beverly meeting a sudden, violent end. Stabbed during her bath, silicone implants offering no protection. Meanwhile, Mike experiences a surreal night at Veronica's home. After her initial outburst, Veronica apologizes and offers to tuck Mike into bed. Her overly maternal behavior creates an unsettling atmosphere. Mike feels uncomfortable but complies. More disturbingly, he discovers Veronica watching him sleep from the shadows, a moment dripping with bizarre maternal intensity. Morning brings another layer of strange interactions. At breakfast, Veronica introduces Mike to Greg, her longtime friend. She insists Mike eat, accidentally offering milk despite knowing his dairy allergy. When Mike prepares to leave, she becomes unusually controlling, demanding he finish his meal. During Mike's conversation with Greg, revelations emerge. Greg explains their 20-year friendship and how Veronica helped him become successful. He warns Mike about playing with Veronica's feelings, which offends Mike. In a moment of tension, Mike accidentally cuts himself while slicing apples. Veronica immediately tends to his wound, reinforcing her protective demeanor. Later, Mike discovers a mysterious photograph of a boy wearing the same shirt he's wearing, amplifying the increasingly creepy undertones. Returning home, Mike explains to Gia about his night with Veronica, emphasizing the mother-son-like dynamic. He shares the extra payment, but Gia grows increasingly uncomfortable with the arrangement. A shocking news report blares, revealing Beverly's death from an apparent home invasion. Meanwhile, Veronica's therapy takes an unexpected turn, with her therapist suggesting she explore intimacy with Mike to heal from her husband's loss. At school, Mike and Gia discuss Beverly's mysterious death. Veronica's sudden arrival interrupts them, forcing Mike to introduce Gia merely as a friend. Veronica attempts to whisk Mike away for ice cream, but he declines due to an upcoming class. A potential career opportunity emerges when Veronica mentions her business friend Bernard's interest in Mike's app. However, she abruptly turns down an internship offer, claiming Mike will be too busy with school. Frustrated, Mike walks away, feeling his future has been sabotaged. Tensions rise as Mike vents to Gia about Veronica's contradictory behavior. Despite Gia's warnings to distance himself, Mike remains committed to the lucrative arrangement. A strange moment occurs when Mike hallucinates seeing Veronica while intimately close with Gia. The next day, Veronica gifts Mike a new car, instantly mollifying his previous frustrations. At school, a critical revelation unfolds. Nora approaches Gia with a shocking story. She believes Veronica was involved in her sister Carla's death years ago. Carla, who had an affair with Veronica's husband Richie, died in a suspicious car crash. Nora has been investigating Veronica for years, seeking justice for her sister. Nora mysteriously disappears after her conversation with Gia, drugged and taken away. Frantically, Gia tries reaching Mike but only encounters voicemail. While researching the decade-old car crash, she receives a text from Mike to meet on campus. On campus, Gia finds herself ambushed and brutally beaten. Simultaneously, Mike enjoys a lavish dinner with Veronica, who reveals potential business opportunities and internship prospects. Their conversation turns tense when Mike's mood shifts after receiving an angry text from Gia. He reluctantly admits their relationship's complexity, leading Veronica to demand full commitment. As a gesture of reconciliation, she offers Mike a pilot-themed bedroom in her home. During a Sugar Finder business meeting, Mike attempts to contact Gia. Andrew confronts Mike, escalating to a physical altercation where Mike is severely beaten. At the hospital, Greg treats Mike's injuries. When Mike questions the blood draw, Veronica appears panicked. Greg quickly fabricates an explanation and reveals Gia's attack. Mike rushes to Gia's room, finding her severely beaten. Veronica offers to cover hospital expenses and suggests Gia move in, creating an unsettling atmosphere. Before Gia can fully explain Nora's story about Veronica's potential involvement in a past death, Veronica interrupts and has Gia sedated. Mike probes Veronica about Richie, hearing a traumatic narrative involving Jason. When requesting recent photos, he notices something peculiar about the postcards Veronica quickly conceals. A phone call from Andrew in jail reveals a shocking accusation. Veronica orchestrated his fight with Mike. Veronica intercepts the call, warning Mike against trusting Andrew. In a horrifying twist, Veronica visits Gia in the hospital, referring to Mike as her son. When Gia protests, Veronica lethally injects her IV, causing Gia to flatline. Mike awakens to find himself locked in, mourning Gia's sudden death. Investigating her search history, he discovers mysterious details about Jason. At the jail, Andrew unveils a dark truth. Veronica discovered Richie's affair with Carla and sabotaged their car's brakes. During a date with Jason present, they crashed. Carla survived, so Veronica killed her. Andrew can't confirm Jason's current status. Moments later, Veronica ambushes Mike in his car, swiftly sedating him. Mike awakens chained in a basement, hearing Veronica and her therapist discussing something upstairs. Desperate, he screams for help, but the therapist has already left. Veronica serves him food, and Mike strategically plays along as her son to gain her trust. After a few bites, he's drugged unconscious. The next morning, Mike turns the tables. He elbows Veronica, steals the keys, and tries escaping. Instead, he discovers a horrifying lab where Jason, Veronica's real son, lies in a vegetative state. Nora's corpse adds to the terror. Greg reveals the dark truth. Veronica needs a heart donor with O-negative blood, precisely Mike's type. They've been manipulating him since discovering his blood type through his health app. Andrew's beating, the hospital visit, all calculated moves to access Mike's medical information. Veronica explains her desperate maternal motivation. Greg prepares to use Mike as Jason's potential heart donor, putting him under anesthesia. The story concludes with Veronica's therapy session, presenting Jason, seemingly satisfied with her extreme measures.